Baby cakes, you've joined me again. January 2011, Bitcoin. It was only 3 years old. And it was $5. You had to trust an anonymous forum guy named Satoshi to not dump 1 million Bitcoin. He could have been from the government. He could have been a child abuser. He could have been a terrorist. He could have been anyone, anything. But people had to trust that he did not dump. People didn't know what was going on. Alright? And not everybody knew how to even do their research. You needed to be able to read code and understand what's going on. There was risk. But the believers were rewarded with 222x in that next cycle. That was the reward pump. Just that next cycle. Okay? And here I've got a comparison. Hex, 3 years old, 4 cents. Just like how you had to trust Satoshi not to dump, you now have to trust Ricardo Hart not to dump. Maybe the believers get rewarded 100x from here, you know. Now, I'd love to do 222x. Let's do it. Times 4 cents. $8.88. Wow. You know, when you look at this number, you think, we can't possibly go that high. Because market cap is etc, etc. What if I told you that maybe Richard owns more coins than you think? The whole point of this video is to tell you that the number that we think he owns is probably larger than that. But most people think that's bearish. I'm running into something like that. Okay? So I'm relaying the pattern to you that I've observed. I see this information. I'm like, you know, maybe Ricardo, maybe he owns more coins than people actually think. And so I've actually got to get more bullish on this. That's how I think. What are most people thinking? Most people are following a dingleberry train of thought, which goes along the lines of, oh, please, sir, please, can you burn the coins? If you burn the coins, everybody's going to consider that bullish. No, they're not. No, they are not. The short-termers will. Let me tell you something. If you think that you're going to attract long-term mindset people after coins are burned in year 4, then you've learned nothing. You have learned nothing. Okay? There is an example I can give you. You know, there are churches out there, they take like 10% of your tax income for donation when you sign up. Imagine that church took it to 0%. Now you would think they would get higher numbers up. But I promise you they won't. No, they won't. Because we're outsiders. We think, of course, logically, to sign up, if you don't accept money anymore, it should be free. You probably kill their network effect. For all we know, these little religions that do that, the smaller denominations of Christianity and stuff, they'll probably lose their edge. They probably attract a certain type of person and demographic who wants to do it. You see how you're probably confused. You're like, no way people like this exist. Yes, they do exist. Just like I'm saying, there are people who want to buy Hex instead of Bitcoin. Okay? I'm not telling you to do any of this. I'm just showing you that these types of stuff exist. So if you don't participate in Hex, Pulse Chain, any of these ecosystems, that's okay. But at least you can learn from this message, because there will be other investment opportunities that come, and you're not going to get it easy. You're going to have to buck the trend. So, you know, maybe believers, maybe we get 100x from here. Wouldn't that be sweet? I want to just take you into the type of risk you were dealing with back in Bitcoin early days. Someone said to you, hey man, I found this guy. He's really smart. He made this internet currency. Okay, show me him. All right, this is him. All right, cool. You know, let me just tell you, what are your friends gonna say if you put $20,000 into an internet currency, a magic coin? You got no idea how to read code. You don't even know how to put your socks on properly. And then if that 20 grand disappears, your friends go, hey man, show me the guy that you were listening to. And you show them, literally, this is what you show them. Text on the internet. Okay. You really got to think about the risk you're taking to get the most reward. And guess what? That was the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do. Look right here. This is the cycle Bitcoin did right here. January, next cycle, bang. Look at that. Absolutely huge. And you know, I didn't even put the real number. The real number is if you just believe, if let's say Bitcoin had staking and you couldn't get out and we actually repeat it, you're not up 222x, you are up 4,000x. And at the top, you were up, I don't want to do this number. Yep, is that 10,000x? It is, it's 11,000x. It would be actually funny if Hex actually does a 10,000x again. Oh man, that'd be crazy. So, this is the type of risk you're dealing with to get the rewards. And now look, does anybody call Satoshi a scammer? Do you have any fear that Satoshi won't dump? No one thinks about it. No one talks about it. The crowd's generally agreed. There are so many videos out there that convince you, yeah, Satoshi's not going to dump. It was a public good to the world. It's a miracle. Okay? What about, I'm just saying this. I know this people are going to get enraged, but what if in 10 years, Hex is much higher, and people say Richard Hart was a better Satoshi and he didn't dump? Now, I know people get enraged, but that's why I'm asking the question. If I ask this question, it makes you think. Maybe there's edge here. The fact that I can say Richard Hart is a better Satoshi and so many people can get so enraged makes you think, all right, maybe there's something going on here. You know, these other religions, for example, these other denominations, they have their own different beliefs, right? They form different cults. These things happen. It's all about the network and community. The network effect is everything here. Okay? So, and I can give you other examples, all right? This is Satoshi. But now I'm going to go through the examples you trust. Look what I have for you here. Do you think Vitalik's going to dump Ethereum to zero? Well, it's funny enough. Vitalik did dump. That's the funny part. So Vitalik did actually dump. So, yeah, he dumped a lot actually. I don't know if you know, but Vitalik in the early days, he dumped, man, something like 200,000 ETH. So, like an enormous amount of ETH here at the start. $2 or something. To give himself like $180,000, and that was, I think, was like 10 years living for him back then, you know, because he didn't know it was going to grow this big. So, yeah, he did cash out at the start to give him, like, you know, breathing room, and then the ETH he kept got worth, you know, billions and billions. So, Vitalik, do you have any distrust with this guy? Most of us don't. 99% of us are like, there's no way this guy's going to do anything bad. He loves Ethereum too much. He wants it to succeed. He's not going to get it to dump, right? Sad, he does get the Ethereum Foundation to dump the tops, right? Dump. But for some reason, the community doesn't, like, shun him for it, even though he dumps the top and everyone gets in pain. It's because they have so much belief that he's going to help turn it around. But they don't say it like that, you know? They say, oh, it's a free market, this and that, you know? I wonder what they would say if Ethereum went 96% down in this cycle. I wonder what they would say. Do you think they would be so kind? No, they wouldn't. It's because Ethereum was strong on the bounce. Let's be honest. If Ethereum went down, imagine Ethereum went down to $120 or $200. People would be saying everywhere, wow, the foundation dumped on us at the top. What a scam. But they're not saying that. That is not the world we live in, okay? And by the way, if the foundation did dump it and we went to $200, you know that would be the buy of your lifetime, a 50x return from $200 to 10K, because everybody would be calling him a scammer, right? Okay? This is going to lead to Hex and Richard Hart later on. But this world didn't happen. There's too much faith here. The network has been growing for too long. Okay? What about Doge? Do you trust Elon? Now, many of us in crypto don't, but think about the rest of the world. Absolutely, they trust him. He's going to upgrade Twitter. He's going to do stuff for Doge. It's going to be a payments. He's going to do this and he's going to do that. Most people trust him not to dump. All right. What about Charles? Most people trust him not to dump. Very, very trusted. If I bought Cardano, I'm just telling you right now, I did own Cardano and I love it. It's great. But I'm telling you, if I buy Cardano, I have no fears that he'll dump. None. And I am not like in from Cardano since the start. Okay. But so you're probably thinking, wait a minute. If Sami has no fears that he'll dump, isn't that a good thing? And no, it's not a good thing at all. That's because I'm thinking like the average PooPoo head out there. And PooPoo heads don't make money. I'm going to put this right here so you never forget. PooPoo heads do not make money. If you catch yourself feeling confident about something, think about the average man and woman out there. Boy or girl. Zoomer or zoomette. Think about them. Are they going to be worried about this? If they're not, there's no edge. There's no edge here. So the fact that I trust Charles and everyone else does, we have to go against the crowd. This is why I'm going to be saying the things that you want to hear, that you need to hear. Okay? We have to go against the crowd. I'm here to win. I'm not here to go gain 1 million followers and be everyone's friend and then shield the next ICO pump and dump. I'm actually here to win. Next example. Changpeng. CZ. Mr. Changpeng, I have absolutely no doubt in my body this guy ain't dumping anything. This guy sold his house to go all in on Bitcoin since 2013. He ain't selling anything. Okay? I trust CZ. Everybody trusts CZ. During the depth of the crypto bear market, I was like, man, this guy is really holding the industry together. You know? He's really holding it together. Thank God he's not some secret Chinese spy. Imagine that came out, right? So I have so much trust in him that's probably a bad thing. There's no edge. And by the way, when I mean bad, I mean, okay, the multiplier, the reward in your investment, when people change their view, the rate of change of that is not as great as it could be. That's what I mean. Okay. You know the people who love you the most, they start off hating you. Same thing with relationships. Same thing with friends. How many times have you heard that story of like, man, we really hated each other at the start and then like we formed like this really strong friendship. Outrage marketing, same thing. People catch your attention. Oh, I don't like him. And then suddenly you don't even know why you like him anymore. You hate him at the start when you think about it, okay? We don't have that here. It was just cool. You know, so it's not undervalued enough. There's not enough people out there who hate this guy to start loving him, okay? Out of 100 people, 95 love him already. They like him. We trust him. Only 5 hate him, okay? Same with every other person I've mentioned before. Who hates Satoshi? No one. 100% love. Vitalik, same thing. 95%. Elon Musk, probably in the 80%. Still high, man. Still high. That's why Doge might be good, right? Because it's not 95%, it's still high. It's still controversial. But we can do much better. We can do much better. This is like a retailer marketed thing. We're here in crypto 18 hours a day. We can do better. We all love Charles. Changpeng. Okay, what about this guy? Easily 10% of crypto like him. Alright? 10%. Now, it's not like, it's more like greatly loved, but still. It's completely inverse. 80 to 90% hate. Okay? And the fact, when I say the words, Richard Hart is better than Satoshi. Like, the fact that you can say those words and just incite hatred, that tells you something, man. If you say Vitalik's better than Satoshi, right? It'll be like a 50-50 battle, 50-50 battle. Elon Musk, Charles, CZ, you wouldn't even take the statement seriously. You'd think, is this some sort of joke? What type of debate is this? You can't compare the two. And then you'd probably go about your day. But if you say that with Richard Hart, it's World War III. It's literally World War III and IV. And that's what you want. Now you know you got some edge here. There's a large part of the crypto audience who are still in hate mode, who are not even like mode. Once they do that, switch, so much future potential growth. Now, this is not a guarantee. This can still go to zero. And I love drawing this. We literally went to zero. We're working at McDonald's from now on. Everything can go to zero. I'm just trying to identify high reward opportunities, the rate of change, right? Just like if you can predict when interest rates are zero that they're going to go to 4%, you sell every bond there is out there. You've literally got the turn of turns, okay? You know how there's a cycle of emotions for liking and hating, right? And right now, no one likes this guy. No one. That's good. That's what you want. That's what you want. You put someone's face in front of a camera long enough, people start to like you. I promise you. It's human nature. When you see someone more familiar, you actually like them, even if they're bad. That's how we deal with our brains and society. You automatically start to trust someone just because you see them more often in more places. Okay? Now, obviously, he's not going away. So, how much opportunity is there? Well, I think there's a lot. This is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, BNB. You got some Hedronius. And the ROIs here, okay? Bitcoin's up here. Look how late we are, man, to Bitcoin. It's like 14 years. Oh, my God. And all these things are still growing. The green one's Ethereum. Okay. The pink one's Hex. This looks so disgusting at the lows. It still looks disgusting, by the way. However, look at BNB. Look at this yellow one. You see this yellow one, BNB? I hate to say it, but Hexagons, BNB is actually crushing us. BNB is crushing us. But I like that. Okay? That's another goal for us to hit. That's another target to hit. Okay? Because you don't want to be Bitcoin, man. You can't go above rank 1. How many times do we need to hear this? You can't go above rank 1. You're not going to retire buying Apple. You're not. You're not going to retire buying gold. The biggest asset. That's it. By itself. Single. You're not going to retire. You'll protect your wealth against the inflation and the money supply. Yeah, but what if you've got no wealth to protect? You got to try harder. You got to put the gloves on. You're here to fight. You don't want to be a poopy head. Because if you're a poopy head, they're always chasing the biggest one. They're like, oh, wow, we respect the winner. We love the winner. That's what people want to do. They want to keep seeing the winner win and win and win. And we're looking for opportunities when the underdog starts fighting back. So, right now, Hex is actually the underdog to BNB. That's pretty cool to see. Once you're on top, you can only go down. That's it. Okay? And it'd be very interesting to see how the marketing pivots. But for now, we're still early. I still think we're still early. You can adjust your risk parameters and how you see fit. You got 100% allocation of a portfolio. It's up to you. Do you think this is worth a micro bullet? 0.1%? Do you think it's worth a bullet? About 1%? Do you think it's worth 5 bullets? 5%? Okay? I'm way bigger than that. But don't let my conviction and all of this rub off on you, okay? Because I have the luxury of being here 16, 18 hours a day and going through over 1,000 coins. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like such a screaming buy. Everything else is literally trash, VCs, insiders, dumping, a garbage use case that no one cares about. Everything's open source and it gets copied anyway. You find out the dev paid himself. They don't really care. They get headhunted everywhere. I can go on and on and on with all these garbage stories, man. They're all grifters. Everyone's a freaking grifter. And even if they're not, just assume they are. Everyone's a grifter. So, it's not about who's going to grift me and who's not, right? Just assume everyone is. You got to play the game of hunting for a religion. And you're watching a religion form here. Okay? Look what you had to trust. My final message to you. Look what it was like trusting Satoshi at the start. That's what it was like. You want your 222x? This is what you got to look at. And go, wow, yeah, this guy on a forum has 1 million of these coins. And by the way, it wasn't 1 million out of 20 million. It was more like 1 million out of 3 million. So this guy has 33% of the whole supply right now. And I've got to trust that he doesn't just send it to exchanges and just literally dump everything and just set himself up for retirement. Okay? So that's the level of risk you're dealing with. But that's what you want. You want that risk. You want it. You want the risk that this guy dumps. Don't you want it? I want it. The fact that there are people out there still saying, you know, he's going to dump or he should burn the coins. I don't trust this origin address. Good. Good. You know what that means? That means they have ammo on the sidelines and they still haven't put in as much yet. Okay? Don't wait for those people to get in. When they get in, it's too late. These people, they want to buy after 4 green confirmed monthly candles. Right? So we're buying down here on the reds. They're buying like, wow, okay, I want to see more confirmation. I want to see more confirmation. Oh, finally, okay, guys, now it's time to get in. Look where they get in. Okay, he's literally the top of the cycle. And see you later. Enjoy your 87%. Don't be the poopy head who waits for multiple green candles of confirmation, all these news to get in. You have to get in when everyone calls you a poopy head, but you say, nah, I'm a peanut brain, sir. It's you that's the poopy head. Until next time, friends.